My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live in Mississippi. I am a Native American and European hybrid. My Native American name is Crazy Bird. Zincala Whitco. I am an author. I write literature and create ideas. My goal is to save the planet, to help life in the universe reach its optimal existence. So I wrote Crazy Bird Comics. It's about a Native American hybrid warrior that saves the planet. I have several versions. One, he's a cyborg. Has been to the military. One, he's magical, like a video game. Has a magic bow and arrow. Shoots different types of magical arrows. Kind of like World of Warcraft. Just playing around with it. And another one where he is just a normal human scientist that uses technology and science to save the planet, to help life flourish again on this planet, to fix environmental issues like pollution, oil spills, climate change, so on and so forth. Sorry, my mind is elsewhere. Transcending. And then there's Thunder Beings. I haven't worked on it much, but it discusses Thunder Beings, upper dimensional organisms or beings. It's classified information. Then I wrote Buffalo Bob. It's about Crazy Bird getting older, getting a name change. He's a monk, philosopher. So these are some of the ideas for the comic books, for Crazy Bird Comics. But most of my work has gone into my next creation that I'm going to discuss, which is the Environmental Creation Agency, or Environmental Control Agency. It is a government agency designed to replace the Federal Reserve. It puts the Federal Reserve into the government. It is a science council. It consists of cabinets that pertain to each aspect of our reality. There's a cabinet for healthcare, a cabinet for education, a cabinet for housing, a cabinet for communication, transportation, wildlife and fisheries, so on and so forth, agriculture. So these cabinets consist of people that are highly trained in their field of study. They have to meet requirements. They have to have very high IQs, like 180 IQs or above. They have to be the best in their fields. And they have to have good morality. So they have to have good behavior, and they have to make good decisions that are in the best interest for the organisms or the life that they will be representing. So these cabinets approve the spending of buffalo dollars. It is another one of my creations. It is a currency or credit that can only be spent on approved products and services. These products and services have to meet specific requirements. They have to be the best we can possibly produce. They have to be state of the art. They have to be mil-spec, extreme environment, renewable, sustainable, so on and so forth. So once a transaction occurs, once buffalo dollars are approved, this currency converts into normal currency that can be spent on anything within the law. And this is how we print currency under the ECA, the new Federal Reserve. It gets us away from a debt-backed system, which has a negative impact on humans. It removes prosperity from the future. It also reduces stress. So money is very stressful these days. And then we have to dedicate our lives to a system that doesn't ensure that we receive the basic necessities of life or any kind of environmental variables that enhance our life or help us become better or our best selves. We allow a lot of people to fall through the cracks. No one is getting the best insurance. We have a lot of homeless people. No one's getting houses. The intelligence and behavior and the health of people in the United States is subpar. It's not optimal. We are low in these respects. Everyone could use higher education. We need you to have higher education. So the sciences teach us that organisms, life forms, everything about this organism is determined by the environment that you find it in. Its health, its well-being, its behavior, its effect on other organisms, its ability to function and process energy. It's all determined by environmental variables, the environment. So if this organism is found in a good environment, it will have good positive attributes. It will be healthy, well functioning, and it will have a good impact on other life in its environment. It won't harm that other organism. It will help it flourish. Especially with humans. Humans are highly intelligent, sentient. Plus, we have the ability to control our environment in very complex and detailed ways. So we need humans to be at their optimal selves. We need them to be as intelligent as they can be and as healthy as they can be. So they will have a good impact on each other. I need you to be your best self so I can be my best self. So this shifts us from a debt-backed system to a quality of life or a environmentally backed system of currency. So, and then I wrote several other stories, which I have recorded in other videos, and I have written down on social media. Now I'm going to explain some things. Scientology has neurotech. They utilize technology to for communication and other purposes, and entertainment purposes. They wire their brains up to devices or computers and communicate with each other. And interact with each other in a digital landscape. They get to screw with their brains. It's highly invasive. So these people kidnapped me around 13 years ago. They seen me participate in politics and write literature and became attracted to it, so they forced me into a hive mind. Or they put technology in me. They made me hear voices. So for most of the duration of the last 13 years, they have used special phones that were not that invasive. Yeah, they did not access my brain very much. I think it was against the law. I am not a surrogate. I have not been under the influence of technology. It wasn't controlling me in any way. And I will explain how I am able to create and write literature. I was taught how to do it, so I can teach others how to do it. This technology causes sickness and dysfunction. So over the last few years, I have internal voices now. I have telepathy now. Before the last 3 or 4 years, it has been strictly, they communicate with me through the media and using devices. So I do believe I have had special phones maybe. They are not responsible in any way for my intelligence, my ability to create or write literature, or my inspiration. So now I will try to explain how I'm able to do these things. So first off, I'm part Native American. Native Americans have natural philosophy, inherent intelligence. We have highly evolved sensory perception organs. Good brains. We can think well. Good behavior. And it's been that way for thousands of years. So there are a lot of natives that are politically active, and they do write literature, practice music, or play music, very musically inclined, philosophical. So that I have an inherent ability to create literature, to write, to think. So that is the genetic aspect of my abilities. So next come the experiences that I've had throughout my life that have led to my ability to write and create. I had very good teachers. There have been some very good science mentors throughout my life. So PBS, the Nature Channel, Science channels, uh, science enthusiasts, science mentors, and then scientists. So Charles Darwin helped me write the ECA. Albert Einstein helped me write the ECA. Niels Bohr helped me write the ECA. Bill Nye the Science Guy helped me write the ECA. Neil deGrasse Tyson helped me write the ECA. Google helped me write the ECA. Even Facebook helped me write the ECA. So I'll go through my experiences one after another, and maybe we can gain some understanding of how I'm able to do this. So first off, I have a mother that likes to write. She also writes. She helped me learn how to write. And we used to write letters back and forth. So that's when I began my writing career. Yes. That's when I learned how to write. Then I went to school. I learned how to read and write. And around the 5th or 6th grade, an event happened, something important. I had an English or literature teacher that required me to write a short story. I had to read some books and then write a story based on these books, or I could have chose a movie or an original idea. So I chose Where the Red Fern Grows. I chose just the title and the idea of purchasing hunting dogs at a faraway market. And I put it in my own words. I didn't use the book for help at all. So I wrote 15 pages. I got an A+. My teacher even wrote on my paper that I had a natural ability to write. And then later on in school, I had to write more essays, more literature. They make us read and write in school. And then I graduated high school. Also had to add that I had good teachers. I had an excellent anatomy and physiology teacher. I had an excellent science and biology teacher. I had good teachers. They helped me write the ECA. Yes, Carl Sagan helped me write the ECA. Charles Darwin helped me write the ECA. They don't like that. Guess I'm in a hive mind now. Well, I'm not finished yet. So I graduated high school and went to college. And then another event happened, something important. I had another literature or writing class, and I had to purchase a Wadsworth Handbook. And it is an excellent book for learning how to write. I had an excellent teacher for that class also. I probably had to write something else, but I don't remember. I'm sure I had to write again. I just remember how valuable that book was. I've always had a desire to write. Yeah. Us Native Americans, we're not as technologically as advanced as our white brothers, so we really enjoy literature. We actually really do. I'm also white too. So. These people have been trying to kill me. They are premeditating my death. They want to steal my intellectual property by any means necessary. And these are my wishes. The message that Native Americans portray is very important. It is real. There is an ideology or a paradigm in which Native Americans follow or they desire. So it is important that this literature portrays their culture, their desires and behavior. You need the genetic disposition. You need to have Native American DNA to fully understand it. So I don't wish for anyone else to use Crazy Bird Comics, not Crazy Bird Comics, not Crazy Bird. It is my name. It is my name for a reason. I am part Native American. I have a job to do on Earth to protect life, to help it flourish. And my hope is to one day help it come back to the planet the way it once was. Look, humans only exist because we were once part of an ecosystem. We had a relationship with the plants and animals in our environment. We helped them become their best selves. We helped them reach optimal existence. The plants and animals that we consumed and lived with. And that included humans. We helped each other gain the resources we needed to be our best because we understood the environment. The ECA belongs to the United States government. Those that meet the requirements, they have to have high intelligence and high morality. And the government belongs to everybody, so the ECA belongs to everybody. And it is a fun tool to use. So it's fun to try to come up with your own version of it, how you want the world to be. What would you give everybody? How would you change the environment to ensure to help everybody? Everybody needs a house. Everybody needs a phone. Everybody needs a car. Everybody needs education. Everybody needs healthcare. Everybody needs food. It's trickle up economics. So politicians also help me write the ECA. I won't even name a name. The world is in a bad place at the moment. But I'm a libertarian, independent kind of person. I don't believe in isms because that conforms you, that refrains you to whatever their rules are. So in creating a new idea or a new system, you can't have a box. So I'm a tool maker. I have been trained to make tools, which are objects or things, even ideas, that perform a job. They do something. So they had to meet the parameters of the job. So if you follow the scientific community, you can understand the parameters that led to the creation of the ECA. Economists and scientists tell us that we want a trickle-up economics system. We want a way to ensure that humans achieve at least the basic necessities of life. Yes, we also want people to have a job. We want people to so one parameter is trickle-up economics, universal basic income, resource allocation, basic necessities of life. Again, it's a science council. So humans have long desired a science council in our government. We want to be ruled by science, understanding what's the truth, what's best for everybody. Our government has we've had good intelligence in our government in the past. So let me say that. But we've always failed in morality. It's because of money. It's a scarce resource. There's a lot of competition, and that leads to negative behaviors. Yes, it controls the environment. It's another parameter. I don't know, I was interrupted. And they're right, I probably won't remember everything. I've done this over and over again. Please get away from me. And then there's performance enhancing drugs. So I use psychedelics a lot, mostly marijuana. It helped with my stress disorder, and it helped me think and function, and actually made me more philosophical. It helps me create. And I've even used stimulants a few times. And boy, I was on a stimulant when I created the ECA. It is not my drug of choice. I don't do it all the time. I don't do it much at all. I can count probably on both hands how many times I've done it in my life. I've been around a lot of people. A lot of people. I'm living homeless right now because I can't go home because they're trying to kill me. I would be dead if I stayed home. So this is Scientology. I've always been highly intelligent. And I've always known from a young age that I was at a disposition. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I do now. My genetics existed in a different environment. I feel like my ancestors were better than me. I feel like natives had perfect specimens. They helped their people achieve optimal existence. I just got a death threat. Scientology's technology has never caused me anything but sickness, dysfunction, and pain. It is highly invasive. And the more the technology that you have or the more you use, the worse effect it has on your body. So the tech they're using, some of this tech artificially stimulates body parts. It artificially stimulates the brain and central nervous system. It elevates neurochemicals and hormones. It has a narcotic-like effect upon these people. It is causing extreme psychological issues. Yes, Scientologists are trying to kill me and steal my intellectual property. I got kidnapped for being an influencer. Nothing I did wrong. It was because I was more intelligent. Well, I'm smarter now, and have more knowledge. I was more coherent back then. I was better. I could write a lot without having to edit. Now I have to edit a lot. Depending on which day you catch me on in the last few years, some days I couldn't even write anymore. And I'm very good at it. And creating ideas. Yes, tool making helped me learn how to create. And write too. I'm very sick. Scientology. Extra dimensional technology. So there are more than 3 dimensions. There are 11 or 12. See string theory or calculus. This is a fact. It's a truth. There really are more than 3 dimensions. I think dimensions come in layers of 3, and I think there are 4 layers. But I don't know the sciences behind what happens. I only have the knowledge to prove that there is 11 dimensions based on string theory. Being harassed. Being harassed. Please get away from you. We have biology in these extra dimensions. 11 dimensions worth of biology. We utilize this biology to have an afterlife. When we die, we take this extra dimensional biology and leave nothing but the shell behind. We fly off into outer space. Scientology is the practice of utilizing your extra dimensional biology before you die. They remove it from themselves, and they use technology and techniques to turn it into an upper dimensional vehicle. A biology in which they can drive through the upper dimensions. Humans have experienced or have had encounters with these organisms, and we call them aliens. They are what we know as aliens. So there are various alien forms. Some utilize other species, the biology of other species, to modify and they merge multiple species together. So they use lizard biology, insect biology, and worm biology. There are various alien forms The blues, the bloods, or the blues, the grays, blue bloods, grays, and greens. Uh, and you can even be an Anunnaki in Scientology. And then they use lizard body parts to make lizard people. And then there's another lizard person that I have to discuss that doesn't use stolen body parts. So in the afterlife, we have the ability to read and manipulate genetic material, DNA. They use this ability to modify themselves to try to bring out certain features. And humans have reptile DNA in our genome, so it brings out lizard-like features, hair, nails, skin. They can change the features of this, so they can give you. I'm not even. Gonna, I don't have the evidence to go into detail, but that's one lizard person. They're aliens. The human genome cut to pieces, trying to survive. So I guess I have to add that the human genome produces an 11 or 12 dimensional humanoid with horns on our head. We are ghostly looking creatures that fly through outer space. We can do molecular transfer, magic, move particles around with our mind. We have powerful eyesight. We can see everything down to the molecular level. We can see biology's functioning and energy flowing through a biology such as biochemical electricity and blood and fluids. We even glow in the dark. Our eyes glow in the afterlife. And we breathe fire. We are Anunnaki. That is the human bloodline. I am not a surrogate, nor have I ever been a surrogate. I have been driven physically once or twice. Once when I was awake, and once when I was asleep. Maybe twice when I was asleep. For just a few seconds. I remember each time. I knew exactly what was going on. I've always known exactly what's going on. Yes, I meditate a lot. I like to practice philosophy. So I like to smoke my tobacco and even marijuana and learn, ask questions, create paradigms. I also practice meditation some, but not as much as I could with a healthier brain and body. I've been attacked. So it has affected my ability to sleep and meditate. Scientology. It is a medical field of study. It is not a religion. They help people gain access to the extra dimensions. I got forced to assimilate because of my ability to write, to create literature. These people take surrogates from Earth. They kill people. They force assimilation. If you have any kind of influence, power, or authority, or if you have a job that they desire to control, they will force you to assimilate. They will force you to practice Scientology, or they will use their technology on you to change your behavior, to try to control you. This technology can be used to control very easily. I've never been a surrogate, but I've sure been afflicted. Yes, I've had people riding on board, and I knew what they were doing all the time. I knew what happened when it happened. They did experiment on my brain. They tried to drive me so they can drive some parts of my brain. So that's how I'm able to write and create. Plus, I desire it. Plus, did I mention that I had a psychology class in college? A few of them, actually. One of the most important classes I've ever taken. So I had a very good professor, and I was interested in the subject, so I learned a lot about how to create psychology, how to train our reward system and our values and goals, how to train our neural conditioning to help us behave well and function well, and gain powers of the mind, the ability to control or grow or enhance your mind. This technology makes me sick. That's what people have been seeing. So the truth is, there are people practicing Scientology that have become addicted to me. I am their source of entertainment. They are attracted to knowledge, or to intelligence. They wanted to read my mind. They seen it as a value because of my intelligence, my ability to create and write. So the entire Scientology community, which consists of people in the government agents, and even the police and other civilians, they tried to help these people get away with kidnapping me, the Scientologists. They tried to make something bad happen. I got harassed and assaulted. They put foreign objects inside of me, made me sick. I got harassed every day. Please get away from you. And as time went on, the worse and worse it got. Please get away from me. I'm getting victim shamed, harassed, unless it is not used. So I enjoy the Nature Channel and Science Channel the most. That's most of what I watch. I do watch some movies. I like sci-fi. I like all things outer space. I'm getting harassed and threatened. Scientologists are extremely hostile. They are violent people. And I am not talking about the church, talking about the free zone. People not necessarily affiliated with the church. They are alien. The aliens are malevolent. I'm getting a death threat. Please stop. Please get away from me. So they're premeditating my death. They are driving parasites through my body, using them as weapons, remote control worms. Scientology's tech allows people to drive other organisms, biologies that are not their own. They can drive humans, animals, insects, worms, and even viruses from a remote location using this technology. And I'm being harassed and tortured. And they plan to torture me to death. And on top of this, they have removed most of my extra-dimensional biology. So there's an entanglement property between our third and our extra dimensions. If you remove your extra-dimensional biology, no matter where you take it in the universe, you're still in this biology. So they take mine to a remote location and torture it. And do things like lock it out of entropy or put it down holes. And they claim they are planning to artificially stimulate it after I die. So in this current state of my biology being in a million pieces, it will not function after I'm dead, so I will experience nothing unless they artificially stimulate it. If they do this, I will have an afterlife experience. I will experience whatever environment they subject me to, whatever state my biology is in. They are planning to make me suffer in the afterlife. Now they